All right, so let's take a look at what it means to be perpendicular. In Algebra 1, you were taught opposite reciprocal slopes. So what does that mean? It means if the slope of the first line is a positive 5 over 2, the slope of the perpendicular line is negative 2 over 5. That's what I graphed here. Here's my positive slope. It is going up and to the right, up and to the right. Here's my negative slope, down and to the right, down and to the right. Okay, these are opposite reciprocal slopes. And looking at the picture, let's bring this back to geometry. Here's what we should see. We should see that these two lines form a right angle. Okay, so we just formally defined what does it mean to be perpendicular in a geometry class. If two segments are perpendicular, then they form a right angle. If two lines are perpendicular, then they form a right angle. If two rays are perpendicular, then they form a right angle. It could even be if a segment is perpendicular to a line, then they form a right angle. So anytime we see the word perpendicular, we're going to think perpendicular gets me a right angle. Okay, so perpendicular is a really long word. I definitely do not want to be writing perpendicular every single time, so there must be some notation, some shortcut to writing that. The symbol for perpendicular looks pretty much like you expect it to look. It looks like two perpendicular segments. Some people think of it as an upside down T, but you should see that right angle in there. That's the symbol for perpendicular. And there you have it. Okay, let's switch to some new vocab. So let's take a look at section 2.2. We're going to just introduce complementary and supplementary. So complementary angles, and this is complement with an E. This is not complement, ooh, you're so pretty. This is like peanut butter complements jelly. Okay, so complementary angles are two, sometimes it's more, but typically it's going to be two angles that add to 90 degrees. So a quick example. 40 plus 50 adds to 90, therefore 40 and 50 are complementary angles. Okay, using that same logic, supplementary are, again, it's typically two angles, it could be more, but two angles that add to 180 degrees. So a quick example, 120 plus 60 is 180, therefore 120 and 60 are supplementary angles.